Everyone, happy Monday. It's your boy Kevin Thornton. You have tuned in to the Wellness Architect Show. Today is a Monday, November 25th, 2019, Thanksgiving week. I hope everybody's going to have a great holiday week and you have safe travels wherever you're going to your destination. We have an amazing show today. I'm kind of under the weather, so I'm going to have my girl Lotus help me out a lot today because my voice is going out. But we're going to have an amazing show. We have two guests that's zooming in. One is overseas right now, and the other one is going to be zooming in as well. So we got a great show for you guys. Well, without further ado.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
We can't hear you.
Me?
Who is we? No.
Who?
Keep talking. I got them on.
Without further ado, I want to introduce Lotus Riche of Lotus Riche Ignites, and she's going to do her motivational speak. It's on you. Is she on mute?
Nah, he's not on mute. They on mute.
Hey, Kev, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Can you say something?
I threw it to you to do your motivational thought.
Well, she can't hear you. That's something on her end. We good over here. Oh, go for it, kid. Check on that.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay, I can hear you now. Perfectly.
Okay, go for it. It's time for your motivational thought.
Okay. Welcome back to the Kevin Thornton Wellness Architect Show. My name is Lotus Riche, and I am so happy to be here. And the motivational thought that I have for you today is wellness. You have to remember to take care of yourself. And some of the ways that we take care of ourselves is a conglomerate of ways. But one way is we can help our bodies be healthy by seeking out the proper physicians and things of that nature to help our bodies so that we can alleviate pain. And so tonight, we're going to talk to you about alleviating pain. Another way that we can help ourselves be well and have great thinking is to make sure that we read, okay? And we fill our vessel with knowledge as well as song. So having said that, we're going to go ahead and skedaddle right on over and introduce our guest tonight. First up is Dr. Brent Bender. He is the bone cracking, pain relieving chiropractor. And some of you may have seen him on YouTube. I mean, he's all over the place. So we've got Dr. Brent Bender with us tonight, and we have the remarkable Tracy R. Kincaide. With her new book out, she's going to talk to you about this book. It is called When Warriors Talk, God Listens. Okay? So, welcome to the show. Thanks, Kev.
Thank you. So I want you to go ahead and introduce Dr. Kincaide, Dr. Bender first. I'm going to let you throw the show because my voice is going out for me, so I need your help.
Hey, you know, I love to help my brother.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so Dr. Bender, he is actually overseas. It's about 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. And he got up to make sure he was on the show so he could talk to you. We know we have a lot of fans that love Dr. Brent Bender. In fact, I got to call my family member and let him, because he loves Dr. Brent. Okay, so Dr. Bender, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for being here. Can you tell us a little bit? I know you're vacationing and you're looking great. So can you tell us what you're up to?
I'm really honored to be on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm over here. I was in Germany. I got a little bit of feedback.
Okay.
Okay, it's all right.
And I was in Germany teaching a lecture with my European colleagues and teaching them about American chiropractic. And we did a 3-day seminar in central North Germany. And then afterwards, I got on a high-speed train and I came over to Brussels, and now I'm in Amsterdam.
So how long you been a chiropractor, Dr. Bender?
This is my 11th year of practice, coming up on 12 soon.
And what school did you graduate from?
Life University in Marietta, Georgia, one of the best in the world.
I think every chiropractor I know went to Life University.
You're a lucky man. Because we're good one. We're good.
That they are. Can you dispel
Okay.
the myth about chiropractors? I think a lot of people think chiropractors are not real doctors, so they say. Can you dispel that myth, please?
Yeah, sure. I guess what the common misconception has to do with is the word real is kind of misconceiving, but I guess we're not medical doctors. And so the difference is very little. When it comes to medical school, an MD goes to school for 3.5 to 4 years. A chiropractor goes to school for 3.5 to 4 years, depending on the program. And medical doctors take an exhaustive amount of courses in toxicology and pharmacology. And other than that, the curriculum is exactly the same, except chiropractors are taking more courses in anatomy and physiology, and obviously the adjustments and manipulations of the spine. But other than that, all the biology, all the chemistry, all the diagnosing, all the x-rays, everything we learned, the curriculum is very similar to both of them. And so I guess the word real is a semantical misnomer. And chiropractors have a DC. The degree is a doctorate of chiropractic, which is not an MD, a medical doctor, but it's not a DO. It's not a doctor of osteopathy. It's not a PhD. And so I think that people mistake a medical doctor for being the standard in Western medicine. And in America, it very much is the standard. And so it's kind of changing. The perception is changing with the YouTube phenomenon. People are becoming more educated that chiropractors are primary care physicians, and we are licensed to diagnose conditions of the musculoskeletal system. But we work with MDs and we work with DOs and we work with all the professions as closely as possible so that we can have the best outcome for our patients. We're all working together.
Awesome. So you said a mouthful right there. So we know that you've been in the business a long time. We know that you are a real doctor. You're not just some fly-by-night gentleman. And we know that you do a lot of business with clients up in Mechanicsville, Pennsylvania. That's where you're located. Is that correct?
Mechanicsville, yeah.
Mechanicsville. Okay, very good. So I know that you have a lot of folks that follow you on YouTube. So can you tell me what that was like when you first started your practice and said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and start going on YouTube so I can get the message out about how important it is to understand chiropractic and not be afraid to utilize it.
100% on it. I began the YouTube channel because of the therapeutic value behind it. And I saw people commenting on chiropractic videos saying how relaxing it was, that they were receiving some of the relief just by watching. It was a very beautiful process to me. I don't want to call it psychosomatic because that's just more like the brain is making it happen and it's not placebo. I like to call it intention. And so when people were sinking into the energetic field of watching a chiropractor working on someone, they were receiving the benefit from it, or at least it was bringing them some sense of relaxation. And so that was the first aspect for me, was if people are finding a therapeutic value for it, then I'll do it.
Awesome. So a lot of you and Kevin, I think I shared this with Kevin, that I was having some back problems. Now Kevin, he is a spin professional. So Kevin, have you ever had any back problems that you can think of?
I have. Before I lost the weight, I had back issues all the time. So I ended up going to a chiropractor. And he was a graduate of Life University as well. And that was like the best thing I ever done in my life. What I thought was crazy was, like, sometimes I'll get out my truck and he could see me walking from his window. So by the time I got to his office, he already knew what he needed to do for the adjustments on me. Right then and there, by how I was walking, all that kind of stuff. So it was amazing. So how do you guys get that good so that you see them walking in, you pretty much know what adjustments they pretty much need just by looking at them?
Mhm. Yeah, it's called practice for a reason. And, there's a lot of similarities in the human body. Most people are right-handed. Everyone is driving their cars with their right foot on the gas pedal every single time. Gravity affects us all the same, and everyone's on their computers, their laptops, and their cell phones with forward head posture. And so there's similarities in just being a human being, but also there's a concept in musculoskeletal diagnosis called antalgia. Antalgia is when you're leaning towards or away from pain. And so the body is very intuitive, and if you have let's just say for simplistic terms, a nerve being pinched, the body usually wants to lean away from that. And so we're just looking at the body, and the posture is like a window to the spine. And we've actually proven with very acceptable peer-reviewed literature that when you look at someone's posture, there is a very high correlation with what's happening the musculoskeletal system. So we're looking at your posture, and that's telling us what the bones are doing, and we're assuming what the body is doing intelligently on its own to try to avoid pain, and we just take those signals and we bring it all together.
Awesome. So Kevin, I had the honor of experiencing pain, and I say the honor because it helped me to understand that something was going wrong in the body, because pain obviously is a signal that, hey, something's going on. So a couple of months ago, I was having some severe pain. I couldn't sleep at night, just severe back problems. So I thought about going to Dr. Bender because I'd been following him on YouTube and stuff like that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to see if I can get a visit with this guy. I called his office. I talked to his secretary. She was amazing. And I scheduled an appointment, not only for me, but for one of my family members. So we drive up, okay? It's a couple hours drive. We drive up. They were amazing. And when we went in, if some of you have seen his YouTube, it shows you he takes his time. He's really concerned. He wants to know what's going on. And I think, Kevin, I sent you a couple of photos of me at Dr. Bender's office. And it was just amazing. And he can actually share with you what he noticed about my body, what was wrong. A lot.
I remember it was a success. I remember that we had immediate relief, and we spoke several weeks, maybe even a couple months later, and you were telling me that you were still feeling good after that too, which is always a priority for me is long-term follow-ups to see if the investments are still holding. And I remember when you were leaving too, I gave you some homework to do to keep yourself aligned. Yes. And just try to keep your awareness in that posture, which I know you're doing. And I remember it was a beautiful visit for you and your family member, and I was really grateful to receive both of you. It was a special connection. Sometimes you just meet people and you have that innate connection with them, and I felt that immediately with both of you.
Thank you. And so, of course, Kev, I had to tell him about you. And I said, listen, I'm honored to be on Kevin's show, and he is, the health and wellness architect. And I told him a little bit about the show, and I said, would you consider coming on the show? And he said, yes, he would, because he wants to educate people and let them know that you don't have to be afraid of chiropractics. Now, I know personally, many, many years ago, I would go into a chiropractor, and sometimes they would adjust me and I would feel a little pain, but sometimes you're going to feel that because your body has been so misaligned for so long, and now you're trying to move your body back into the proper way that it should be. So it can be a little bit painful, but let me tell you, Kevin, Dr. Bender cracked my neck. From my head to my pinky toe. It was such relief. I mean, immediate relief, especially on the lower back. It was
Right.
just immediate relief. And then, you know, them toes that you can't ever get the crack,
Hmm.
even when people do a massage. See, my fingers cracking now just because he's on. He got the toes cracked. I don't know how he did it.
That's
So it was
crazy.
amazing.
So, do you also like align yourself with like nutritionists or health coaches with your clients? Kind of a lot of times that's part of the issues as well.
100%. There's a strong team of colleagues in my area, and everyone naturopath, nutritionist, acupuncturist, medical doctor, osteopaths, everyone who's the best at what they do, I would consider part of my team. And it just so happens that they call I don't like the term really, but there's a lot of, they call it bottom of the barrel patients.
Hmm.
People who've been through already to everybody. They've seen a lot of the doctors, they've had a lot of the blood tests. And then if I find that person there and they've really gotten no help anywhere else, then I find that I myself will do some nutrition work with them, supplements, vitamins, recommending exercise, sometimes restricting their diet, and using an overall. I don't want to say a wellness program, because I'll use vitamins and minerals as medicine, or I'll use restricting food as taking poison out of the system.
Hmm.
So whatever needs to happen, I can consider myself a tool in the various different wellness categories. But if it gets out of my hands, then I definitely have a strong team around me, and I utilize people a lot.
Right. And one thing, Kevin, that I think I might have told you this, Kevin, but I'm not sure, because we always talk about how important it is about getting magnesium. And Kevin
Hmm.
always lets people know, hey, a lot of people are magnesium deficient. So
Absolutely.
when I went to see Dr. Bender, I talked to him about health and wellness, and I talked to him about the vitamins that I take and things of that nature. And I shared with him that you and I talk about the magnesium thing. And
Hmm.
so he actually carries this at his office, and I use this. But one thing I didn't know, Doc, is that when you spray this stuff on, you
Burns.
might itch. So if you buy this stuff, it's phenomenal. If you don't have, if you need magnesium in your body, your skin will absorb this stuff. But use a carrier. You can use coconut oil, you can use almond oil, you can even use lotion, because I spray it in my hands. I spray about 5 to 10 squirts, and I use the lotion, I rub my hands together, and I rub it all over my body. And I'm telling you, it's been helping a lot. But also, I had a lot of pain in some of my joints. I was having real bad elbow pain. And Dr. Bender, he had this in his office, the Badger Balm for sore joints. So that was magnificent. And he was able to tell me about some other things like cat's claw. And I do have the cat's claw. I've been taking that, and it's helped tremendously with the back pain. So thank you so much.
Now, the best magnesium, I feel like the most potent magnesium dose you can get is when you get into a float tank. I think we talked about that maybe.
Yes,
Did
we
you
did.
get to a float tank yet?
Not yet, but it's the plan. I'm going down to Atlanta in another week. So Dr. Brooks and I think we're going to one down near, it's either in Augusta or near Augusta. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm super, super excited.
I
So
feel,
Kevin, you want to go?
yeah.
Sounds like us. When y'all gonna go?
When I come down, Kev, we can just make the day of it and we can go.
Okay, we're gonna make a plan of that.
All right, fantastic. And then Dr. Bender, of course, we'll get back with you. We're going to let you know how that goes. And Kev, when you going to come up and get your back cracked?
You know what? I'm gonna have to make a plan because I love a good chiropractor. You know, I've always had back issues, but I've gotten better as I've lost weight. But I still need it because, like he said, we tend to overcompensate one particular side than another. So usually I overcompensate on my right side. So I probably do need a good crack because so I can straighten up and be more aligned. So that might be a good idea for me to maybe I'll fly into for DC, and then we could drive over there.
Yes, and then maybe Tracy can come. She can come out of Chi-Town. Yeah, you can unmute your, she's saying, yeah, yeah. Tracy can come and unmute yourself, Tracy. Tracy can come from Chi-Town and go over with us, Doc. Hear me? Yes.
Honored. It'll be fun. We can all hang out.
So
Okay,
Doc,
that sounds great.
Doc, do you have massage therapists in your office as well?
Mm-hmm.
I do, yes. There's 2 massage therapists working in my office.
And why is that a great thing? Why is it that most chiropractors have massage therapists in their office? Was that like a good combination? Um,
Yeah, it's a good 1-2 punch. I mean, muscles are very important, and muscles attached. I will. Okay, thank you. Yeah, muscles attached to bones. So we're thinking about taking care of the total body, and if the bones are not, if the adjustments maybe don't hold because the muscles are too tight, or maybe a patient is particularly tense. Most people in the law profession, or if they're accountants during tax season, you start to increase muscle hypertonicity. And so we use massage therapy at those times, and they both complement each other very well.
so
And the
qu-
environment there too,
I have
Kevin.
another question, Lotus. How has YouTube affected your business for the better?
Well, it's only been for the better, and it's been 2 really dramatic ways. Um, I never started a YouTube channel to earn patients. My practice was already busy. I had
Uh,
a very nice practice, lots of local people. And then because of YouTube, 2 things happened nearly simultaneously. The first thing that happened was because of the revenue that I was generating from the YouTube channel, I was able to start a nonprofit, and that nonprofit then funnels all of the money that I make from YouTube into this program that provides care for people who can't afford it. And
wow.
because I was now supplementing my income with this YouTube revenue, which was really just paying for people to get low cost or no cost care, I was able to move away from the insurance as part of my practice, and then and just do this charity work. And then the other thing that happened on the other side of the spectrum is that the YouTube channel started attracting the people who, again, I don't like the term, but the bottom of the barrel patients
Hmm.
who no one's been able to help, even no other chiropractors, and now people traveling from long distances. And I get to see these really challenging cases, which I really thrive on. It really, selfishly enjoy the fact that there's something that's there's someone in front of me that hasn't had any relief anywhere, and I get a chance to help them. And that's just such a tremendous honor.
Wow. That is amazing. That that you was able to create a nonprofit based off the fact your popularity off of YouTube. Most people wouldn't do that, but that just takes shows a character about who you are as a person. So I salute you on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you.
I have a question, Kev.
Uh-huh.
Now, I noticed that in a lot of professions, people don't want to work together. But most recently, Dr. Bender was on with some other well-known chiropractors uh, who operate nationwide. So, can you share with us, Dr. Bender, what was that like to kind of team up with these folks and kind of talk to people about their chiropractors? And also, I saw you get adjusted. Yes.
I
How
got
was
the
that?
ring, the infamous ring dinger. I got one.
The ring dinger.
Overall, it was an amazing experience, and cooperation for me has always been. I see cooperation as moving you're more. I feel like evolution relies on cooperation and not competition, and
Right.
so I've never had any problems working with other chiropractors, and I visit other chiropractors frequently to learn new education, and so. Flying down to Houston, Texas was easy because Dr. Gregory Johnson invited me, and he's a very
Right.
well chiropractor and has done a lot for the profession. And so Dr. Bo Hightower, who was also there, another phenomenal chiropractor. I mean, there was just no way I could say no. And it was last minute. I bought my ticket 3 days before the flight.
Yes.
Day I flew in, I got adjusted, we hung out for a little bit, and I flew out the same day, which was a pretty cool experience for me. And while I was there, I got the ring dinger. And
Yes.
even though that's the sensational adjustment, you know, that's the one that everyone, and it was sensational for me. It was very dynamic. I felt things physically that I never felt before. It was definitely the most physical power adjustment I've ever gotten. And then immediately afterwards, Dr. Bo worked on me, and they were able to really dig deep into some old body memory conditions that I had, and really broke through some cellular things. But I was so impressed with the ring dinger. I actually just ordered that ring dinger table last week. When I get back from the Netherlands, I'll have that table, and I'll be doing that maneuver myself in my practice.
Well, that's great because I have a young man out of New Jersey. His name is Zeb Polton. He simply thinks you're magnificent, and he also loves the ring dinger, and he wants to come and be a client of yours. In fact, he said, I watch him all the time, and the others he named as well. So he wants to come and be your client. He's going to drive from New Jersey just to see you.
I'm always honored when people drive to see me, always.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, Jeff Marcinetti, he says, howdy y'all. Quanasia Brown out of Newark, New Jersey, she says hello. Jeff's out of Ohio, Doc. And you got some folks saying they love what you do. That's amazing, killing two birds with one stone, Doc.
Yep.
Killing two birds with one stone. Having the massage therapist in your office and you providing the chiropractics. That's amazing.
That's right. Good medicine.
Amen. That's the truth. So, by the way, I'm coming back. I can't wait till you get back first and foremost, and then Kevin and I are definitely going to come see you. I may come before Kevin does because I fell, and I shared this with Kevin last month, Kevin?
Mm-hmm.
Was it last month or the
Yeah.
month before?
Last month.
After I had my adjustment with Dr. Bender, I was out on holiday with the family, and I fell, and I hurt myself. So I went to the massage therapist, and she said, you know, your shoulders are frozen. You have like a frozen shoulder. And she said, you probably are going to have to go see your chiropractor. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'll be seeing you when you get back, but I can't wait for Kevin and I to go. Kevin's getting ready to start a spin tour. So we need his back cracked, just everything released, so he can show us how to spin and continue to bring our weight down and continue to stay healthy.
Awesome. That's great.
So I know it's late for you, Doc, and I don't want to keep you holding, but I can hear in your voice that not only are you a great chiropractor, but you are very aligned with the universe. So what would be some of your parting words you want the audience to know? It don't have to be about chiropractic services. It's wherever your spirit is leading you to speak to the audience.
Well, I think that's a great, what you just said is letting the spirit lead you, and for people to speak their own authentic truth, and whatever that means. And there's so many great examples. We've had so many gurus and masters on this planet who were able to show us, whether it's spiritual or within medicine or within motivation, and whatever category, there's always people who are at the top. And the beautiful quote that I heard this weekend from one of my students at this seminar, he said, don't follow the guru, follow what the guru was trying to follow. And I feel like that was just so poetic, in that if we can just look at the guru and the masters and see their devotion, and then try to emulate that devotion. Mm-hmm. And then whatever shows up, surrender.
Yes.
I love it.
If it's good or bad, if it, when with all the highs and the lows and the ebbs and the flows that come out in this lifetime, all of the beauty, like you said, Lotus. You said you were honored to have pain, which is such an amazing sentiment. Is to realize how I'm sorry, now the words are slipping. To realize how important it is to listen to our bodies and listen to the surrounding people in our lives, and to listen to even the sounds coming from the street, or the sounds from the animals as the birds are chirping when you walk outside. Whatever it is, it's all around us all the time, giving us information. And in all those ebbs and flows and ups and downs, one of my most important practices is to just surrender and keep going and keep letting spirit lead me, and then follow it up with gratitude. That's my personal practice, and so I guess that's a mouthful too, but surrender and gratitude.
I love it.
Doc, I know you got to go, and Kev, I know he's got to go, but we've got somebody, they've got a question for you. He's had almost every bone in his body broken. Jeff Martinet Jr. said that his physical therapist told him to go to a chiropractor that uses the activator method because he has had so many broken bones. Is that something you agree with?
I would agree. Possible that may be the best solution for him, but it's hard to say. I've met him before, and I don't know.
Thank you for calling Status Network. Kevin speaking.
Maybe
Hey, Kevin, how you
gentle.
doing?
I'm good. How are
This
you?
is I'm all right. This is Levi, New Jersey. Got a question for Dr. Bender.
Sure, hold on one second.
Technique, so it's definitely a good place to start.
Okay, fantastic. So
Lotus.
definitely, Jeff,
Lotus.
definitely reach out to Dr. Bender. I can give you his office number, or Dr. Bender can give you his information before he goes. Reach out to him. He's superb. And then, getting from Ohio to his place is a cinch.
Lotus,
Sir,
we have a phone call. Somebody wants to talk to Dr. Bender right quick. What's your name, brother?
This is actually Z out of New Jersey.
He's called from New Jersey.
I'm from
So-
New Jersey.
Okay, and what's your question?
Well, one question I have is, the chiropractic care is good for children? And if so, like, what age should they start receiving it?
He said, is chiropractic care good for children? And if so, what age should they start having treatment?
Chiropractic care can be indicated for children sometimes. Right now, it is considered. I think that most people who bring their children to chiropractors have very good relationships with their chiropractors. And if a child has a musculoskeletal complaint, then 100% without a doubt, there are chiropractors who are certified to take care of children. You would go to icpa.org. That's icpa.org. And it is the chiropractors that are certified to take care of children.
Did that answer your question, brother? Did you hear him? Uh-oh. Hello? Hello, sir? He must.
Yeah, I heard. I'm sorry about that.
No problem. Did you have another question?
Well, I do plan on coming to check him out. I've been watching his videos all the time on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
So that was my question for now, but I'm definitely checking him out soon.
Thank you for calling, okay?
No problem.
All right. All right, Doc. Before you go, can you tell everybody how can they follow you on social media and YouTube?
Sure. YouTube, the channel is called Chiropractic Medicine. And it's easy to find if you just search it on YouTube. And then if anyone's trying to reach out to my office, they can just go to the website painreliefcare.net.
Thank you so much for being on my show. I'm very honored, and I look forward to coming and having your services. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Lotus. Have a good
Thanks,
show,
Doc.
Tracy.
right. Appreciate you.
All right, Lotus. Who's our next guest?
Our next guest is the incomparable Tracy R. Kincaide. She not only is a songstress with a new song out that's called Goals, she is the co-author of this amazing book, When Warriors Talk, God Listens. And not only is she the co-author of this amazing book, for those of you that like Empire, you need to see the finale because somebody's gonna be in it. And I'm not gonna point no fingers, but I think it might be Tracy or Kincaide. So welcome Tracy to this show. Thank you, Tracy, for being here. I so appreciate you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Okay, I was a little worried about that. Can you see me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Awesome. Hi, Kevin. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Such
So,
a privilege and honor.
let's talk about your book first that you
Okay.
co-authored. What, the name is very intriguing to me. What's the meaning around the name of the book?
Well, that's a really good. Can you see me? No?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. So the title of the book was, first of all, I'm a co-author to the book.
Okay.
Our curator, Lady Riche, Dr. Matheny is the curator, and this is her project. And she has a show called Warriors Talk.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I actually, through some mutual friends of mine, was able to meet Lady Riche and I was able to interview with her on her show Warriors Talk. And so she actually decided to do this project, and that title kind of stuck with her. You know, it's like, well, we were already saying that we're warriors, we can get through anything. We're all breast cancer. Well, we've all been affected by breast cancer in some kind of way. I myself is a breast cancer survivor. I'm celebrating 10 years. And so she took that from her non-for-profit and just put it to the title of the book, When Warriors Talk, God Listens, because what it's saying or in the book is that we had an encounter with God. So our one encounter with God changed the trajectory of our journey. So as warriors, you know, God listened to us, and we're still here today to tell the story.
I love it. Lotus, you got a question for the young lady?
I do. Somebody is asking Tracy, is that a cowboy star, Tracy, behind you?
Well, yeah.
They calling you out.
It
Awesome,
is.
it's awesome. So Jeff Marconetti Jr. is on, and he says, "Hi, Tracy."
Hi, Jeff.
So Tracy, a quick question for you is, you are so very well rounded. You are doing some amazing things right now. We know you're like a part of the finale of Empire. We know that you are author. We know that you sing. We know that you have a new song coming out. Can you go just one at a time and tell us how all of these things were able to come about, and where did you get your inspiration from?
Well, I have to say, it's amazing that you asked that question. I was just in my message. This gentleman named Sonny Ward was one of the gentlemen that actually was the director of our Bishop's Mass Choir. I'm a Kojic baby, so I grew up in the Church of God in Christ, and I sang in through the Sunshine Band, you know, young youth choir, whatever. And then I got old enough to sing in the Bishop's Mass Choir. And I just remember, as a young girl, no one knew I could sing. Number one, they didn't know I could sing. I would sing in the kitchen when I would wash dishes, and my godfather actually heard my voice. And he told my mother that I could sing, and she was like, Tracy can't sing. And so anyway, he said, she can too. And so I was singing. I didn't even know I could sing either. So I was singing in the choir at 13 years, honestly, at 13 years old, and had one of our former members came to help with the choir, and he heard my voice. He heard my voice, and he pulled me out. He called me out and gave me this whole song to learn. And I was like 13 years old, and I sang in front of like 500 people. Then the director of the Bishop's Mass Choir, who they were all friends, he heard that song, and he had me sing it there. So it kind of went like that, and I went to college, and they heard me singing. So it was kind of like that.
Awesome.
As far as singing was concerned.
So, can you tell us about your song? I know you call it Goals, and your daughter calls it something else.
So the title of the song is Goals, but you hear a lot in the song, don't give up on your goal. And so they call it Don't Give Up too, but it's really Goals. As a matter of fact, initially, the name of the song for me was Wonderfully Made.
Awesome.
And my daughter, she heard it, and she was like, well, name it Goals, Mom. So I like to have, like my children have like an input, you know, what I do, let them, you know, have a say so. And so the collaborative thing, we came together and said that goals was okay. But it's not even called goals anymore. It's called Don't Give Up. But anyways, I was sort of inspired to write that song. I was listening to a sermon at my church at Progressive Life Giving Word Cathedral with Apostle Donald Amford. And in his message, he was talking about, you know, like, you don't have to be defined, you know, by your past. Your past don't define who you are. And I have a past. We all have one. And eventually I'm gonna write about it and tell about it. But I've just given God some praise and some glory, and I would just be so inspired by the words that came from the minister. That's how I even started to write that song.
Right.
And that's where that kind of started. But at the same time, we were going through something with the book. We were being held up because of some issues with some, you know, just some issues with the book, and we couldn't launch it on the date that we wanted to launch it on. And so then the second half came up, you know, like this little heartache and pain, you know, just don't give up, you know, even when you can't trace God and you feel like he's not even there, he's there, you know.
Awesome. So, my next question for you is, when is the song gonna be released?
Well, we were talking about that today, my daughter and I, and I think she'll probably have it ready for me to go up, probably before the end of the week. I'll just say before the end of the week.
Awesome, because and I asked that, Kev, because I've heard the song. And the song is nice and gentle, but so powerful, and it will bring you to tears because it's so encouraging to letting people know that you can make it. And no matter what it looks like, no matter what it seems like, don't give up on your goals. So that's great. I can't wait until it's released. So maybe we can have Tracy back on the show and play the song. But also, I know a little secret. Tracy, the vocals run in her family. And you want to tell us about that?
What?
The vocals run in your family.
Oh, my daughter, yes. My little baby, yes.
No, she is a full-fledged diva, y'all. She is amazing.
Jamisha Trice, you can follow her, Jamisha Trice, on any platform, social media. She's Jamisha Trice, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, fan page, whatever. Yeah, she was singing. She was a little bitty girl, like about 5 or 6 years old, and they heard her voice like they heard mine, and she became the church little songstress. And at 13, when we moved to Chicago, when she was 14 years old, and she was heard again at school by one of her little friends, and got a little record deal, and you know, she's I don't call her diva, she's diva.
Diva, look her up. Go on Facebook. Kev, go on Facebook. You go on Facebook tomorrow. Look up her daughter, and let me know if you think she a diva.
I sure will. I sure will.
You tell me, because he knows divas when he see a diva.
Right. And Tracy, how'd you start acting?
Oh my God. So I'm from a little bitty small town called Lovejoy, Illinois, Brooklyn, Illinois. It has 2 names. From Brooklyn, Illinois. And as a little bitty girl, I tell you, I've just had a lot of favor in my life, and I praise God for that. When I was a little bitty girl in kindergarten, I guess the teacher saw some qualities, some talents in me, and they took me by the hand and they put me on that stage. And that's kind of, I didn't have a desire or anything for it. It's just they saw something in me, and they nurtured me into.
So my follow-up question is, how was you so blessed to get on the finale of Empire?
Okay, well, let's clarify just a little bit. It is the mid-season finale.
Oh, mid-season finale.
It's not the final finale, but it's the mid-season finale, which will be airing sometime in December, and I promise to give you guys that date. When I get it, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, so I decided that I wanted to get back into the acting scene. So I kind of put my fears behind me and went head on and registered online through 4 Star Casting and put my pop profile up and everything. And I just sit back and waited. I didn't give them on availability or when I, what my available times were. And I was actually told by a friend of mine who actually told me about 4 Star Casting was that when the directors go on your pop profile and they send you an availability check, that means that you are a director's choice. So I guess I was a director's choice. And it wasn't anything that I had done. It was just, I guess I had the look they were looking for.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
But I'm excited about it. Thank you.
So so you got a single coming out, you got this
Yes.
the episode on Empire, you have the
Yes.
book. So what's
Yes.
next for you?
I'll say it again.
What's next for you?
What is next for me is I want to take my writing and take it a step further. I'm gonna try to find a producer because my daughter and her husband are producers, but they're very, very busy. So I think I need to try to find my own producer and try to complete an album. I have tons and tons of songs that I believe, with the help of God, that someone will want to hear if I just go ahead on and get it completed. Taking acting to the next level. I actually became really brave the other day and did a monologue. And I want to do, ultimately, I want to be on the big screen. I believe that that's going to happen. Ultimately, I'm going to be on the big screen with my acting career.
Okay.
Awesome.
That is amazing. But it's,
And as far as writing is concerned, just one more little thing. Writing is concerned, I am definitely working on my own personal book. I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity to write in the project with the book anthology, but now it's time for me to put my my skills really to the test now.
so I keep hearing you saying how you are stepping past your fear to do these
Yeah.
things. Why? What fear was it that prevented you from doing it before?
Actually, I think that rejection.
Okay.
Because I've never had to compete ever in my life. Did I ever have to compete? I'd always been in a situation where I was sort of, would just say, just chosen. I guess you could just, the truth, just chosen. And I started realizing I'm getting older and there are greater opportunities out there, but sometimes you gotta go for it. Sometimes you gotta compete for it, and I don't understand like the no thing. I'm not good with no. So I guess the fear of rejection.
Okay.
I know the other day, Kev, when I talked with her about trusting her light, that was a topic that came up. I think it was last week, and then it came up again this week. And I got to tell you, when she did her monologue, she actually sent it to myself and a playwright, because she's going to be in another upcoming play that's kind of on a hush right now. But her monologue was phenomenal. When I saw it, it made the back of my head, my hair stand up. And the monologue that she did was so powerful. It was from a movie that I'm sure you know. Would you share with him what monologue you did?
It's Hidden Figures. It's the bathroom scene. I'm sorry, the bathroom scene with Taraji and Mr. Harrison.
Okay.
It was so powerful, Kevin. Let me tell you what happened. My family member heard the monologue. They watched it. I let them watch it, right? Why did I do that? Because we had to watch it about 3 or 4 times. And then it was, okay, go to the movie. I was like, see what you did? And so I think she had called me accidentally. And I was like, what if you won't? No, I'm not. But it was wonderful. She's very talented. It was so much.
I'm really glad that you enjoyed it because I was a little bit nervous about it, but I knew that I had to do it. And so I'm just glad that I did it and it's done now. And so, it's like, well, what's next?
What made you just go ahead and do it?
Because I saw again, back to being chosen. I didn't ask for anyone to be looking at me. I didn't ask for to be considered to be in a play. But for some reason, for some reason, something that whatever it was that you saw.
Good evening. Thank you for calling Wellness Architect Show.
The young lady,
Hi, Kevin. This is Angie
queen,
from
the mighty
DC.
queen.
Hey, Angie, how are
And so
you?
she asked me for
Good. I have
certain
a
things,
question
and I felt
for
that
Okay, hold on one second.
now was the time to act upon it and not procrastinate.
Awesome.
So I just did it.
Awesome.
Miss Tracy.
I like that was an honor. I mean, that doesn't happen every day. So
Miss Tracy. I have Angie from DC, and she has a question for you.
yes, Angie.
Hello, Tracy.
Hi.
With all of your projects, how do you keep it together? And what keeps you focused on balance?
I'm sorry.
Say that one more time, Angie. You was breaking up a little bit.
Can you repeat
Sorry,
that?
can you hear me okay now?
Now I can.
With all of your projects,
Mhm.
how do you keep it together? What keeps you focused and what keeps you balanced?
How do I keep it together? You know what? I am realizing more and more every day that I'm an organized type of person. I put things in like certain categories, so I categorize things. And I have learned how to put the most important things to the least important things. And I've had to find balance in my life because I am a breast cancer survivor and I have physical challenges. And so I have to pace myself. And so I've learned how to pace myself and I've learned how to flow with the spirit. And so I trust the spirit. And when I move with the spirit. I hope that answered your question.
Yes, thank you very much. And
Yes.
congratulations and
Thank
good luck
you.
with it in all your endeavors.
Thank you,
I didn't
Angie.
even realize that it was so much till just recently. I'm like, that is a lot of things you're doing right there,
So, Tracy, you said you move in the spirit.
Yes.
Well, the mighty queen must be moving in the spirit too, because you just said her name and talked about the monologue. And guess who's on watching? The mighty queen is watching.
Queen. Hello, Queen. Thanks for joining.
So now you said that you are a breast cancer survivor. You said it's been 10 years.
10 years this year. I'm celebrating 10 years this October.
So I have a couple people that's dear to me that's going through that process right now. What would be your words of encouragement for them during this time?
To stay positive, to stay focused, and to trust God, to listen to their bodies, and I really, that is something that's so close to my heart, is to listen. You have to listen to your body. We want to be super women. We want to show that we can do it. Sometimes you just can't do it. So if you can't do it, just sit down and just be still. Just listen to your body. Your body will let you know. Because if you don't, you will damage yourself.
Okay, thank you for that. Because
So, I got a couple of quick things for you, Tracy. You had Yvonne Cook out of Patterson, New Jersey, stopped in to say hey. You got Daisy out of Edgefield, South Carolina. She stopped in to say hey, Tracy. And I got somebody else. Calvin just started a call. I think he's out of PA. And Daisy said, congratulations on all your success. Yep.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I'm honored. I'm humbled.
Well,
Yes.
so with all that being said, when you got diagnosed with cancer, did you tell people right away? Did you hide it? Because Kev, you know how a lot of us do when something's wrong with us, we don't tell people right away. We kind of hide it because it's almost like a taboo.
Right.
So how was it for you?
I needed, my family is a very, very close knit, and it's a lot of us. I had 8 brothers, and 2 sisters. So just in my immediate family with my siblings, it's a lot of us. And so I I was able to tell like certain, like my brother, and then my brother helped me to tell my other siblings, because I just can repeat that 10 times. I couldn't say it 10 times. But no, I didn't hide it. I didn't, because I remember a dear friend of mine passed away, and I just remember hearing the words that she spoke to me, and she said that she didn't want anyone to see her like that. And I just didn't like understand, because my love is so great and so deep that there's nothing that could, stop me from loving the people that I love, no matter what situation they may be in. And so I didn't want to shut people out, because I didn't want them to see me like whatever that would be, whether it was my bald head or if I was sick, which I never got sick, and God is good. I was really blessed in that area. I think I have physical challenges now, but I never really got sick like some women do. But yeah, I told her right away.
Okay. So so when you do your next book, we're gonna put it out there. What's your book gonna be about?
My book is gonna be about reclaiming my life, because what my chapters in the anthology is My Secret Is Out, which that chapter was talking about the fact of me knowing that I actually had the lump for considerable amount of time before I took action and did anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And once I did tell someone about the lump, which was a very, very good friend of mine, who actually was diagnosed with breast cancer and passed away the year that I was diagnosed. She was the person that I told, but I remember her words, and her words were to me, Tracy, please get it checked out, because it's not a joke. And so we lost her. So that's what the first chapter is about. The second chapter is about my new norm.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody writes a manual. Nobody hands you a book or a manual telling you all the different things that are going to happen to you physically during and after chemo and radiation or any type of treatment based on cancer diagnosis. And so you're looking to get back to your normal self. It's like, what is my normal? When is everything going to go back to normal? And you're gonna find out that probably will never happen. And so you have to learn how to live with who you are. Hello? Oh man, I'm sorry, I was losing connection. You have to learn how to get back to being the new you. How to get to being the new you and not back to being the old you, because you won't be that person ever again.
So
that's a lot of what the book is done today.
So how did you accept that you had to create a new you? And was that difficult for you to do that?
Well, it was I would say it was a miracle. After about 4 years after actually my treatment, because I had chemotherapy, radiation, and then I took tamoxifen for 2.5 years, which was very difficult, and I decided to stop taking it because I really believed that it was killing me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't feel like I was getting better. It felt like I was getting worse. But even with just my physical being, it takes a toll on you mentally and spiritually as well. I couldn't find my way to being the old Tracy. So my daughter, my beautiful daughter, was the reason. She saw something in me, and she didn't like what she saw. She didn't see her mom again. She saw her mom fading away, and so she actually found for me a support group that, because I never really wanted to be in a support group, but that particular support group was the group that I needed to be with, and that was the Tasha Jordan Foundation. And these women were flourishing. They were the new faces of breast cancer, and they were saying they
Good evening, Lotus Architecture. Kevin speaking.
And so all of that positive
Calling in.
Yeah,
energy that was
hold on
coming
1 second,
my
okay?
way helped me to realize that I gotta get to living my life and not trying to get back to being who I used to be. And so from that point, I started moving forward and ever since then, that was in 2013, I've just been, just trying to continue to get over these hurdles because it's still challenging even today.
All righty. And Miss Tracy, I have a phone call for you.
Yes.
Caller, go ahead.
Hey Tracy, this is Queen. How you doing?
Hi, Queen.
All right. I just had a question. When these challenges in life come abreast in your life, and all the bad stuff start happening, do you ever feel defeated in your career or almost defeated? And when you do, how do you overcome?
Well, do I feel defeated? No, I've just learned to accept that what God has for me is for me.
Okay. That is true.
So no, I don't feel defeated. I have a strong faith base. I believe in the word of God. I stand on the word of God. It works for me, and I'm an overcomer. I'm an overcomer. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I am a conqueror. I'm a survivor, and I can get through. I can leap. I can jump through hoops.
I know that's right.
I believe I can go in the fire and come out not burned. I believe I can go in the fire and come out not even have sweat on me. I believe in that. I believe when he said Daniel went in the lion's den and they came up.
Yes.
I believe that. So no, the battle is not mine. Your Honor puts it wonderfully. This battle is not mine. It's not yours. It's mine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Queen.
All right. Bye-bye.
I got another question for Tracy from DC. It says, so Tracy, you talked about the tremendous life changes that you went through, and that you had a different normal. So what is your normal? What does your normal now look like?
My new norm now is that I wake up through the middle of the night. I toss and turn. I can't sleep. My new norm is I wake up, I'm in pain. My new norm is I don't know what I'm gonna feel like when my feet hit the floor. I got all kind of aches and pains in my body, but as long as God gives me strength to put them on the ground and to move them forward, I'm gonna keep moving. That's my new normal. My new normal is when I am tired and I can't go any further, to take some time and rest. That's my new normal. Yes. My new normal is knowing that I have brain freezes, and sometimes I might have to write stuff down a couple times. I might have to talk to myself and ask you the same question over. Yeah, that's my new normal.
But positive self-talk is great, though. So that's good. So it
my
sounds
new
like
normal is that my hair did not come back the way that it came out very, very thin. And I might sometimes throw a wig on. That's my new normal.
Okay. So, and I love that because you have illuminated the fact that your life may change tremendously, but you have to change some of the things that you used to do or the way you used to be. Guess what? You can continue to enhance yourself. You don't have to lay down and give up, because Tracy Kincaide right here is telling you, you don't have to give up. You just got to keep on moving and keep on doing it. And Tracy, this is a saying from Tracy. Tracy always says this.
You gotta dream big.
That's right.
You have to dream big. There's nothing mediocre about any of us. And people can see you any kind of way they want to see you, but you have to. It's how you see yourself, and who you know. You gotta know who you are, and when you learn who you are, then you. As Terrence Lethbridge says, you are unstoppable. Yes. And it's true. You can be unstoppable. That is so true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to believe it. You got to believe it, though. You have to believe it.
Yeah. So, Kevin.
Ma'am.
Somebody sent me a picture for you to evaluate. So I'm going to show you this picture.
Okay. The diva.
I said, right?
She's actually working on a project right now. She decided to record again because she's been like she's been still in the music industry but doing other things, enhancing her business and all. But now she's decided to put some more music out. So yeah, keep your finger crossed for my baby.
So does she sing R&B? Or what kind of music does she sing?
She started off doing R&B, but she's done a little of the house music scene, and
Okay.
a little bit of everything, but she's really in R&B, yeah.
Okay. And your music is what? More gospel led?
Yeah, my music is gospel led.
Okay. All right. So when are we going to get a full album out of you?
Well, that's something, I cannot answer that question, but I'll say this: I hope very soon.
Okay.
I hope very soon. Yeah.
So Sheandra Hardy's on with us, Kev.
Uh-huh.
And she says, great evening. She wanted to let us know that she's watching. She says, great evening, Lotus and Kevin.
Tell her I said hello.
Sheandra Hardy, thank you for being on with us. We have the remarkable Tracy Kincaide, the co-author of When Warriors Speak, Gods Listen. She's a songwriter, and she is in one of the finale scenes for the mid-season of Empire. So if anybody's got a question for her about a book, how to write it, how to collaborate with people on it, or even about being in the industry of acting, here's your chance. So you got our number right there.
So I do have a question for Tracy. I have a question for you.
Okay, great.
The collaborative author, the co-author is like the new thing now. So someone wants to know, how can they find something like that so they could be a co-author to get their foot in the door of trying to become an author?
Generally, what I have experienced, I know of 3 individuals that have done it. I know that Terrence Leffridge did it, which the curator of this book, When Warriors Talk, God Listens, was a part of. It was called The Unstoppable. Mm-hmm. And then a Lady Riche, and her name is Lady Richelle Dr. Matheny. Lady Richelle decided to do her own project, because it's an actual project. She was the curator, and so she reached out. She put it out there on social media and asked, it was based on breast cancer. Not just breast cancer journeys, but cancer journeys, and she put it out there to see if anyone was interested in writing on the project. And I was one of those that took the bait. And then I know that there's a young lady named Tonia Jackson who is actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she's actually working on an anthology right now. So I guess anyone could actually do it, but so far it has already been those that are mostly they're in publishing, editing, or some type of are already authors themselves who have decided to do a project such as that. And Annette, I can't think of Annette's last name, but Annette wrote in an anthology as well. And it was about women in business. Ours is about breast cancer. Terrence Leffridge is about different issues in life of being unstoppable.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, you could do it. I mean, just you could do it. Anyone could do it.
I've thought about it.
You should do it.
I've thought about it.
You should do it. And the really cool thing is that you get to, and I don't know a whole lot about it, but just through the learning process of it, you get to talk about each individual author. You get to summarize what if you took the project on, will get to summarize the work that has already been written. So it's already written. All you're doing is reading and basically summarizing it and putting your story into it as well. So.
Right.
It's kind of cool. Let's do it. We should do one.
Yeah.
Come on, Lotus. We should do
right.
it.
I'm in. My brother's in, I'm in.
All right.
So I know that Terrence Leffridge, he's getting ready to write another book, and he is already reaching out to people about being a part of his upcoming book. I don't know what that will entail, but he is getting ready to do it. I did reach out to him to let him know that we were actually talking about him right now,
Okay.
I asked him, did he have anything to input? I know he was live on his show earlier today.
Earlier, yeah.
So if he does have anything to put, he says something or something before we go off the air, I will definitely let you know.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a great opportunity. I would take advantage of it. It's not that well, it wasn't that expensive, but it's so worth it. I mean, it's worth it. Yeah.
So I have a question for you as well. I know that a lot of times people have plenty of books that they've written, but they think they can't afford it. Okay. So when they feel like they can't afford it, I'm hearing you say if you team up with people,
Yeah.
it will lessen the cost. So how did that help you and your team?
Well, the great thing about it, I don't even, to be honest with you, I've done a little bit of research, but I can't tell you how much it actually costs to put this entire project together. But what I can tell you is that it cost me $599 to be a part of the project. And then with that, I'm contributing the 2 chapters. I mean, the book was edited, it was published, and so, and also with the book launch. And I think we got like 15 books that were actually, that came along with our contract. So I don't think that's a bad deal at all.
Not at all. And I know that you were on a radio show not too long ago for the book launch. You guys launched it publicly, correct?
Actually, no. I was actually on 1390 Inspiration 1390 with Sonia Blakey, the gospel station here in Chicago. She just had us on as guests. Lady Michelle and myself was doing the breast cancer awareness, so she let us come on and talk a little bit about the book. Yeah.
Awesome.
Which
So
is really cool.
How do you feel that you have written this book that's helping to empower those, one, who may be coping with breast cancer themselves and or their family members who are supporting the family member or friend or significant other or what have you, or even coworkers dealing with breast cancer?
Well, I feel really good because I was able to be open and transparent about what my struggles were with the breast cancer situation. And that was the fact that, most importantly, that I didn't do anything. I knew that I had the lump and I didn't do anything right away. That is a red flag within itself. No, you need to be proactive and take action. You need to be going to get your mammograms and meeting your doctor's appointments at the scheduled time. If you find out any information, you need to be acting up on it. Whether it's you need to go get a second opinion or getting an ultrasound or whatever it is that the doctors are recommending, because we are moving away from awareness toward action. A lot of times we always say, go find out what's going on with you, but if you don't do anything about it, what's the point? And so, so just moving away from awareness toward action and taking care of your business, because early detection does save lives when you get the proper treatment.
All right, Miss Tracy, we are down to our last 5 minutes. I want to give you the opportunity first to tell everybody how can they follow you on social media and all that kind of good stuff. How can they buy your book, and how they eventually could purchase your single when that comes out. So.
Okay. All right. So I tried to make it simple and do Tracy Kincaide across the board. So you can follow me on Instagram at Tracy Kincaide. That's TracyKincaide. You may also follow me on YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Tracy Kincaide as well. And I am on Facebook as Tracy R. Kincaide. And I also have a artist page, which is Tracy R. Kincaide. So if you type in Tracy Kincaide, and you have to put the E on my last name. It's Kincaide. Also, I have a Twitter account. You can follow me there at Chakar. Is TRA_CAR. That's TRA_CAR. The single is gonna be up on YouTube hopefully before the end of the week, but it won't be up for purchase yet.
Okay.
I will definitely let you guys know if we're gonna put that on.
All right. And
Purchase, but
I won't give you an opportunity to give your final thought. It could be about anything that your spirit is leading you to say, or just,
I just want to say I'm very grateful for life. I thank God for sparing my life to be here, to be able to share with all of you today that have tuned in. Thank you for tuning in. I want you to follow your heart, walk in your destiny. Don't be afraid of your light. Embrace your light, and don't let anyone dim your light. God created us all wonderfully made. He created us all uniquely. You are unique. You are important. Your life matters. All life matters. Your life matters.
thank you.
Someone is dependent on you.
Thank you. I have a special person who walked in, and I want her real quick to give a parting shot before we leave. This is Wanda D. Hollis, the motivational queen.
Hi, Wanda.
She has blessed us, and I would like you to give some words.
I see we got new mics. We up in the world.
Try to do something.
We up in the world. Okay, I wasn't planning on.
I know.
I was just stopping in to see you. Hi, Lotus.
Hey,
How
Wanda.
you doing?
She is awesome.
So what am I saying?
Whatever your spirit's telling you to say.
I'm just, you know what? I'm just glad to be like my lady just said. You know, just glad to be alive. Glad to be here. Want everybody to, take a deep breath into life. Every day they wake up, just be excited. Get excited with yourself. Get excited with your life. Activate those dreams. Stay consistent. Get around positive people. Believe in yourself. And just don't stop. Don't stop till you get it. Win all the way. Just win all the way. Yeah, Nat said, bring up these mics. So so that's it. What was the show? Because I was downstairs.
We had two guests. The first guest was a chiropractor who's like really into the stuff that we're into, and then we had Miss Tracy Kincaide, who is an author.
Dr. Brent Bender.
And Tracy Kincaide. So she's an author.
I like that.
Yeah, she's an author. She's a singer, and she's going to be on the mid-season finale episode of Empire.
Okay, go ahead, Tracy. Congratulations.
And this is a new book. When Warriors Talk, God Listens.
Oh, I love that.
And Kevin, you are drawing, brother, because I reached out to Terrence Lethbridge, and he is on watching us. He is saying hello, and all life matters, and people are dependent on you. And he said, hey, Wanda.
Hey,
Tracy.
Hey. Well,
and he said he loved your shirt, Wanda. He loved your shirt.
Well, thank you. $30, $25 or $30 sold online. Cash app.
That's a nice shirt. I need that.
Well, don't worry.
But no, this is someone that I really appreciate. She does great things, and whenever I get a chance to, I love to be a part of her show as well, because she's out there motivating the people, motivating the masses, and so we need to support each other, especially the men and women, as we try to elevate everybody to the higher level of consciousness. So I really do appreciate you. So
I appreciate you.
So when I saw you walk in, I had to have you say a little something.
Well, I'm glad. I it's always great to be around great people.
Well, I appreciate it.
Because that fills your spirit, and that's what keeps us going. Because this world
absolutely.
is rough. This is rough out here sometimes.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Hey, Kevin, I got to say this about Wanda. She is so amazing. Earlier, was it last week, Wanda, when Wanda went live, and she inspired so many people, show hosts, business owners. She told us, get your stuff together for Black Friday. Get whatever you have that you're trying to sell, whatever your price is, use the media, use your phone. She was so amazing, and I was just blessed to be able to catch her while she was live. She's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, she gets up quite early.
I've
Motivating
been
the masses.
sleeping in lately. I give it to him when I can, though, Kev. I give it to him when I can.
Well, I am grateful for you to stop by.
Well, thank you.
I'm grateful, Miss Tracy, for giving us these great nuggets and great words.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything you got going on, and I know 2020 is gonna be just as amazing as 2019. And Lotus, what's your final words before we leave?
I thank God for you. I thank God for this show, because this platform truly inspires people and uplifts them. And you're always so generous. Wanda walked in, you embraced her with love, just like our men should do. And I'm just grateful. And I just want to say here to Wanda, that's
I love it. She's so sweet.
They got me over here cheesing so hard, Miss Wanda, girl.
I know, my jaw's hurting too.
My jaw just hurt.
What's going on?
For 2 hours.
Well, I want to thank everybody again for tuning in to the Wellness Architect Show. Please tune in next week. We're going to have the Minister of Wellness coming in. He's going to be doing it live from Zoom. He's this amazing guy on YouTube who's talking about holistic health, and he's going to drop some real big nuggets. And then on December 16th, we're having a men's roundtable discussion. It's going to be my generation having a conversation with the millennials.
Good.
And so it's going to be very good. So tell all your men to tune in on December 16th, because we want to take this conversation and really elevate the thought patterns and try to bring love amongst all our generations. So please tell everybody about that for me, okay? With that being said, thank you for tuning in. See you next week. Be great, be authentic, be you, and we're out. Peace.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.